I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Just a little inspirational song for y'all to set the theme here. We lose. We lose most of the time. But fuck it. It's Ascension 20. We gotta win, right? We're silent players. We accept the suffering, right? Okay. Maybe I won't do any of that type of shit. Just trying to play around and act like I have a personality. In truth, I have no soul. Okay, well, if you weren't cringing already, watch me play. Watch me play, and you will see. You will see the ultimate cringe master. Just kidding. I think I'm not too bad at the game. I'm very critical of my play. It's pretty shit a lot of the time, but I reckon I'm pretty good with the damn silent. Gotta toot your own horn, gotta talk yourself up, gotta psych yourself up. Fake it till you make it, right? Okay. Transform a card, definitely not doing that. 100 gold's is pretty solid. Choose a rare card. That could be good. 100 gold. If I do the 100 gold route, I'd probably have to go this route. Take on a green guy. Still get 3 elites. I have a campfire before and after. Another shop in between. It's an okay route. 100 gold might be enticing. The other options are just 2 elites at best if you go the other routes. So if you go this way though, you can get 3. Is it better just to lose 6 max HP? They have a lot of bad rares. They also got a lot of good ones. There's a few rares that could really carry us, but I think I'll take the 100 gold and maintain my max HP. Let's see. I could just play 3 defends. I could probably do that. This fight can be a bitch just depending on RG. If they keep attacking you over and over again, which it looks like that's their fucking game plan, can be a bitch. But we killed one of them, so it's a little easier now. We haven't taken any damage, so I don't think we should have to take any, unless we just get some bad draws. Finally, he stops. And, but of course, we draw into those slimes. Whatever. I am not going to be negative on this run. Yet. Not yet. Distilled Chaos. That's a really good one. Catalyst. Sad to not get to choose you. I might take Infinite Blades here. It's pretty good against Slime Boss. And it's okay against the elites. Wish I could get that meat on the bone. None of these are particularly great. Accuracy sucks. It's not worth taking it to just... You can almost think of it as like it's already giving you less than Infinite Blades because it already by default gives you 4 damage. It also doesn't work until you get your shivs. It's just a bad card, and I don't want to force myself into a shiv deck if I can help it. This cheap bouncing flask is kind of calling out to my name. We could meme it and get a prismatic shard, but that's just like, I don't know. I kind of want to show you. I kind of want to be a little bit educational here to try to teach some newer players like ways to consistently win. And let me tell you, Prismatic Shard is not the route to that. Accuracy is not the route to that. Bullet Time, Bane, and Heel Hook are not the route to that. Forethought and Panache are not the route to that. These shitty fucking potions are not the way to that. This shop in general, these would have been nice, but it's all shit. And you know what? I still have a sour sting in my mouth from last game, so I'm just going to remove the strikes while I have the fucking opportunity. I'm gonna keep on doing it. I don't give a fuck if I'm losing all my damage. I don't give a fuck. We got any predictions? Alright, make your bet on what I'm gonna get. I predict I'm gonna get stabbed with a knife. Let's see. Ooh, we have kind of fucked ourselves into having no damage. But I fuck it. I'll remove the strikes. This is most likely going to be a loss. But my hand's forced. There's not much else I can do. I should do this, because there's not really any event that immediately gives me... Like, I could get a relic at best, but it's still... I need a card. I need some card to do a bunch of fucking damage. We've got a really thin deck right now. Which might not be a bad thing. We could make this work. Gremlin Knob, we sure couldn't make it work again. Or, yeah, Gremlin Knob, whatever his name is. The Knobber. I love that animation. Okay, we got two great Liquid Memories with Bouncing Flask is essentially, you know, a dual cast. Dual cast that you can cast at your will. Liquid Memories is one of the better potions in the game. We can do Flechettes. I mean, we got, what? Only 3 attacks and the rest are skills. Infinite Blades kind of exhausts itself, so to speak, since it's a... I can't talk. I can't talk. Why do I do these things if I can't talk? Do I want this innate? Do I need it innate? I could significantly up the damage of this thing. Let's significantly up the damage of the Jets. Bouncing Flask could have been good too. So we'll wait for a bouncing... Do I want to wait to play Infinite Blades? No. Oh, so he has extra metallicized, so... Let's first play this. Then we'll play this, and then we'll Liquid Memories that shit. Get some serious poison on him. Because it's going to be pretty hard to burn through 4 metallicized every turn with my low attack deck. I'll probably save this for another elite. I mean, this guy's dead as fuck. I can just block. He's going to die from the poison. So not bad. Still got to keep 1 potion and got an amazing relic. This relic is so good. I love it. One of my favorite relics in the game. Alchemize? I usually don't like to take Alchemize. But, got a weird ass deck. Let's do it. It's okay to experiment every now and then. Bouncing Flask. We can make this a 0 cost. Alchemize. I think I just want this to give extra poison. Granted, it's not going to be great against Slime Boss, so we should start thinking about Slime Boss. Oh, with Alchemize. It's like I'm clairvoyant. It's really good with Alchemize. So Infinite Blades, neutralize, and I don't want to take 1 damage if I don't have to. I should be able to kill this guy without, you know, without really. I'll hold these for the next fight. I shouldn't have to take damage on this guy. But it looks like I'm gonna. It looks like I am gonna. Am I gonna? Can I kill him? Yes. Right. Barely. Just barely. Ooh, Predator. Taking that. You should definitely take Predator most of the time in Act 1. I would only take like a dash, maybe a backstab over it. Okay. So I'll probably play the Distilled Chaos here. I don't need to. If I do, I could get Predator, and I probably do need to. This potion won't work well for this because this fight needs to be short. So let's do this. This. Let me think. Do I need to play that potion? We get hit by 12. I probably can't kill him in 3 turns with this deck. Maybe if I can hit the Predator. Yeah, let's just play it. So this helps us get to the Predator quicker. It's only blocks for 1, but I might as well do it because he's dead next turn. Almost fucked that up. Almost didn't take my free potion. I guess I should have drank it. No. You can't predict if you're going to get a potion or not. At least I don't think. Ancient Tea set. Oh, they always give me this relic. I don't really care for it that much. Rarely can I ever use all that energy. And it shows up so infrequently. I don't know if I like it. Well, Dagger Spray could be good. The more attacks I take, the less flechettes, less good flechettes becomes. But Dagger Spray could be pretty good against Slime Boss and Sentries. You know, I might have to fight Sentries. Could be in a rough spot without Dagger Spray, so I'll take Dagger Spray. Do I want an attack potion or just straight up strength? I probably just want strength. I've got shivs, I've got flechettes, and Dagger Spray. Those things like to have strength. Was that? Oh, yeah. I could take Catalyst now. 83 plus 76. I have just enough to buy both Noxious Fumes and Catalyst. There's also some good potions here that I could buy, but I may need the Catalyst because poison generally sucks on Slime Boss, but if you have Catalyst, then that changes the game. So I only have this poison, but it's a good poison card. It's upgraded. If I have this, it's another one. I think I like it. I've already got... It's also another skill to add to my Fletchettes game plan. Well, I could... this one would be better for the elites and stuff, so I'll just drink it, give myself some health. And later on, I'll use it again, I guess. I guess I don't want to use it now, so... Let's see, could I just split him here? I probably don't want to split him. That could make the fight pretty bad for me. I'll just turtle up here. Yeah. I can fully block, so let's just do that. Next turn we'll have some extra energy. Just 2. Well, I want to pop him if I can. And then we'll play that. I'll just get this out. I don't really want it. A little too situational at this point. Oh, I should attack. What am I doing? Straight up dumb. So dumb. Oh, whatever. Why am I so dumb? Why did I attack the guy that is doing less damage? See, this is like My brain is, it's something else. It ain't great. My brain ain't great. You know what? I want to hit him because I want to cycle back for my alchemize. I take 3 damage, but technically I'll heal back for 5. So I'll mitigate it down to just 1 damage. So of course in the bottom, but that's fine. And hopefully we don't get offered one. If we did, I should have just drank that. Because colorless potions, honestly, kind of shitty on average. So Dagger Throw is a good attack. But Crippling Cloud is just such a amazing card. Also makes my Catalyst work a little bit better. So I could do 18 damage to one of them. This is probably... I think I want to save Cultist for the Slime Boss. That fight, both this Elite fight and that fight can go on for a while, but I don't know if I'll necessarily struggle in this fight. At least I don't think. So I could apply Weakness. I won't do the... I don't know, should I do Flechettes or Dagger Spray? Do I want to focus on killing one of them? Because I could do 18 damage to this guy. Maybe I won't play the Crippling Cloud just yet. Thing is, it would be nice to burn through these artifacts all at once, but maybe it's just not feasible. Next turn, I'll probably maybe use this colorless potion, give myself 5 health back. Yeah, let's see what we get here. Ooh, greedy, greedy. So let's take our gold. And I think Noxious Fumes is better here. Take 5 damage, but whatever. I could have applied... I think this fight's going to go on for a little bit, so... I believe that that Fumes was better. So I could play Predator or Infinite Blades. Let's start trying to draw through our deck, I think, and do more immediate damage. We've already got a dot, essentially, with the Noxious Fumes. I don't need to add another dot with Infinite Blades. So... I could Catalyst, but I kind of want to Alchemize, because I don't know if I'll be able to draw back through my deck again. I'll take 2 damage here, just to get that potion. And he'll be dead next turn anyway, so it's not like I need to Catalyst him. This would be the only guy I would Catalyst. Let's do this, that way we can do that. And you are dead. Oh, and look at that, forgot I even had that. Probably something I should think of. Ooh, Toxic Egg is so good on Silent. Well-Laid Plans is pretty damn good. Skewer is also pretty good, but mainly it's mostly good if you can upgrade it, and I don't really want to spend an upgrade on it. I really want to get this Catalyst upgraded. Catalyst is probably going to be the key to me winning this fight without hopefully taking much damage, and Well-Laid Plans will ensure that I can keep it. I'd really like to upgrade a lot of these cards, honestly. Like Crippling Cloud, Well-Laid Plans, and Catalyst are the 3 priority upgrades here. But I'll upgrade Catalyst because it's weird. Like doubling the poison is underwhelming, but tripling it is like a godsend. Let's drink this first. Give this back. By the way, like. It's like I'd never be able to make use of this energy. Fairy in a bottle. Okay, so we're definitely winning this fight. Just hold on to a defend, I guess. Maybe I'll need it for the turn 3 huge attack. Crippling Cloud or Bouncing Flask. If I do Crippling Cloud... what am I drawing into here? Just one defense. I kind of want to hold on to the Survivor in that case. I'm probably not going to pop him next turn, so let's do Crippling Cloud. We want him to be... weakened for this turn. And this will allow us a little bit more time to build up poison. So I will just get the noxious fumes into play. I could do a skill potion here too, I guess. Maybe it's a block. Piercing Whale. I feel like I can maybe do better. Let's try this. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Fail. Had to try, I guess. It gave me 5 extra health. So it's too bad I drew, because Predator would have been pretty nice. Maybe I just want to hold on to Predator. Yeah, I think hold on to Predator. We can hit him once and let this poison start ticking, and then we'll just draw back into the catalyst, hopefully. It's tough to get a good split sometimes. So he's taking 5. If I do Bouncing Flask now, so that would make it 17. That would take him down to 77. The only thing that sucks there is I can't play my Shiv. But I think that's probably fine. Okay, let me make sure I did my math right. He goes down... ah, fuck. Oh my god, I fucked it up. So he goes down to 79, and then minus 7. So 72. This is a horrible split. Well, I probably would not have drawn back into Catalyst anyway, but I'd be lying if I said this was ideal. And I totally should have probably held those. Nah, it's fine. That does me the most damage. It's still an okay split. Like, so what do I got? A defend and a neutralize. I can probably live with the strike then. These strikes are doing a lot of damage at this point because my strength is so high. Let's see. Let's do that. And I don't want to be frail. So I'll just take 9 damage and get a good split on this fucker. I will be weak, but at my strength level, anything I draw, even my shivs, I think should kill them in one shot. So yeah, let's kill that guy. Let's Fletchettes this guy and kill that guy. I just do not want to be frail. So we won this fight pretty handily. That's pretty nice. Just took a little bit of damage. It's fine. You're always going to usually take damage in this fight. Let's wait 1 turn so that we have the extra energy prepped for turn 1 of our first Act 2 fight. As we know, Act 2 fights are awful on average. Act 2 is the act where we die the most. It's a really good potion, power potion. Oh my god. Well, I'm not going to do another Alchemize, but these are 2 of the best cards in the game. How do you choose between these 2? I think Corpse Explosion probably gives me the most immediate benefit, even though Malaise is probably the overall better card. Corpse Explosion, along with Catalyst and the other poison things that I have. It's also upgraded already because of this. I think it's pretty hard to beat that. Oh, sorry. Dog ran into me. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, Snecko Eye. And not only is it Snecko Eye, it's Snecko Eye in a deck that already has like several 2-costs. I mean, I would take, like, look at all these 2-costs. Here's the thing with Snecko Eye. So, when I was a noob learning this game, I never took this card because when you do that Snecko fight, you know, against the Snecko that confuses you, it can be an awful fight, and like it feels so bad, right? And then I see this relic, and I'm like, what? All I do is get 2 additional cards, but I'm going to confuse myself? That seems like the worst relic in the game, which is so funny. I think a lot of new players think that way, and I don't blame them. I don't blame me. But then it's like, I remember watching, I think it was Jorbs, and I saw how he just sort of saw this as almost like it was almost like auto pick for him in a lot of the runs I was watching. So I was like, wow, maybe it's pretty good. So if you haven't used this, trust me, we're going to witness it. Even if you had all 1-costs, I would still take this card. It's easier to just show you how good it is rather than explain it. It's the best boss relic in the game, hands down. No arguments. If you argue it, I will not listen to you. I'm sorry. There I go, sounding like a douche again. I guess it's just my nature. This is a weird floor. I could take 2 elites here. Where are all the shops? Look at these shops, dude. That's some of the worst shop placement I've ever seen in an Act 2 floor. So this, yeah, there's not really any great floor plans. This way I would get 2 campfires, and I could also take on 3 of these elites and also his shop. So that's probably the best. If I do the right side, I'd get 3, but then I wouldn't get the extra shops or the extra campfires. So let's go to the left side here. We shouldn't really have much issues with this deck. So I guess I can start explaining some things about Snecko Eye. So the randomization is between 0 and 3. It will never go above 3. So on average, every card is now 1.5 in cost. But that's on average. So I don't necessarily even think of cards as having this average 1.5 cost. What I think of is, okay, my opening hand now is literally the, what is it, 9? 9 cards. Nearly the max hand you can have. And you have to get, it happens every now and then, sure, but you have to get pretty unlucky to not be able to play a good amount of those cards. And it turns out, like, the 2 best boss relics in this game, in my opinion, are Snecko Eye and Runic Pyramid, which is ironic because, everyone thinks of energy relics as the best. And don't get me wrong, energy relics are great. But better than energy is choices. That's why something like Well-Laid Plans is such a good card. It just gives you choices. It lets you have control over your battle. Now, you don't have control over the RNG, but you know that you'll at least be able to play the card if it comes up. You know that you'll at least be able to play it. You just might not be able to play it and something else. So you have all these choices, flichettes. And it also, so there are certain cards that suck with Snecko, but there's more cards that gain value from Snecko than lose it. Flichette is a great example. Technically, it's a 1-cost, so you'd think, oh, it's like costing more on average. But what you got to factor in now is my hand is 2 additional cards every single turn, which is 2 additional possible skills. So its damage just went up by that factor on average. That's one of the many ways we can think of that. And Well-Laid Plans is going to be pretty amazing too, because we can hold on to certain low-cost cards, even the high-cost sometimes, like a Catalyst. I would hold on to a 3-cost Catalyst if I needed to. But let's, I don't want to talk your ear off too much. Let's just get into it here. So with these 2 fights, I typically try to kill the guy in back first, because if he's able to armor up, he gains so much armor that it's pretty hard to chew through it. You can chew through it with poison in a sense, but you have to have enough poison to make that work. So what else do we want to do here? We could just do 2 defends and the well-laid plans. I might... So survivor... I probably won't... I'll keep maybe the infinite blades. I probably won't play it, but we'll see. You never know. Snecko-Eye, it's I actually find it to be a super fun relic. I don't know. I've always been like when I played Hearthstone. I typically liked control decks. Like I just like having choices in card games, and this is one of those that just really opens up your choices every turn. So Dagger Spray would take the guy in back out. So would Predator and a few of these other things. Maybe we'll do this, that, and this. We'll keep the Alchemize because at this point he's dead. And do I want Fairy in a bottle? One thing that kind of sucks here is I don't want to throw away my Power Potion for nothing. I also don't want to throw this away for nothing. It'd be nice if we could find so I'm just going to do... We're on turn 2, so this is a good turn to finish the fight. Just do that. I'll probably hold on to him. I don't need to always get value out of Alchemize and Toy Ornithopter. Like, these are pretty good potions to be holding on to. Much better than, like, a Fear Potion. I might still take the Predator here. I mean, another... You know, I claimed that I don't think of cards as a 1.5 cost, but that's not necessarily true. When I'm picking cards, I guess it's like, I think of everything as equal cost, so I reevaluate this as like, this is a card between 0 and 3, and at 20 damage, draw 2 cards, that's pretty good value. So I'm definitely taking that. So let's continue on our route up here. Let's go this way. I have the option to take on either more normal fights or non-normal fights. I could do 24 damage, but he's going to re-up his armor. I think I just want to get this Noxious Fumes going. And it's weird, but I'm going to play this just so it doesn't recycle into my deck. I'm not going to use these this turn, so I don't want to redraw Alchemize. So this should burn through his stuff pretty good. Then we can play this. We can play that. Yeah, I guess that works. Maybe I should have maybe thought about Crippling Club, but I think it would have still took like 1 damage. He's dead anyway. Let's turn, you know, Happy Flowers right where we want it to be. Strength Pot, It more of a Act 1 thing. For Silent, I mean, I have stuff that benefits from Strength, but I'd rather have a power, and I'd rather have this security blanket of the Fairy in a bottle. So I could do 1 more well-laid plans. Calculated Gamble isn't horrible either. See, this is one of those things where it's like, yes, it's a 0 cost, but I don't think of it as now like, oh, it's before it was, you know, it was designed such that it was at the power level of a 0 energy card. The way I think of it now is, sure, it's 1.5 average cost, but you have huge hands, and if you have a bad draw, you can always play this. It may cost 3 energy, but it's even less likely that you have 2 bad draws in a row. So I might do Calculated Gamble. I should do it just because I talked about it. I think Well-Laid Plans is probably the better card here, but I just want to show you that Calculated Gamble is good with Snecko, even though it's a 0 cost, just to kind of prove a point. Do we want to keep fighting? Or do we want to just go through these? Because later... My deck's pretty good already. I do need some defensive cards. I am lacking a bit in like piercing whales and stuff, so I'll probably do the hallway fights. I shouldn't have much problem with these hallway fights. I could... I'll hold on to the catalyst. I'll probably cycle back to it to finish this guy off. So here we have calculated gamble. I can evaluate like things here. So hex. Any non-attack I play is going to start, you know, fucking my shit up. That being said, this will give me a shiv every turn. So, and it costs 0, so I'm going to do it. I also think I'll do this. Now, you know what? I'll do this. Get some good draws and get a lot of poison on this guy. A little bit of damage in there. We did shuffle a lot of status cards in, but I think it was fine to do. Is there any way I could... Yeah, I can't kill him this turn, so... Would have been a good turn for it, but... let me think here. Do this. I don't know if I want to take all this damage. I could do a power potion. Granted, I'm not gonna... Let's do Crippling Cloud. He's weakened. Shuffling a lot of status cards in. But he's primed to die next turn. Though I'll probably just survive if I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna survive here. Get that out of the way. Just so I have an additional charge on this Happy Flower. So he's just dead now. But it'll make it so, you know, if we have a fight, I would have really liked it to be on 2, but so here's a case where it's a 2 cost, and I still probably won't take it. The thing with choke is you'd have to get lucky for it to actually make that effect worth it. So, you know, on a bad draw, it does nothing really. Only on a good draw is it good, but on a good draw, you're probably not needing choke anyway. Choke is really more of a... The only reason, in my opinion, choke exists is for bullet time. It's pretty insane with bullet time, but otherwise it's pretty underwhelming, so I'm not going to take it. And not a huge fan... I definitely won't put a deflect ever in my deck with Snecko Eye. So there's an example of a card that, like for Runic Pyramid, for example, I would love a deflect, an upgraded deflect in my deck. Blade Dance I just generally never add to any deck, outside of very specific scenarios. Scenarios of which I probably may discuss it at some point. This is a fight I hate. We really need to get some defense. You could maybe argue that I should have even took the deflect there, just for some defense. So this gives us a little bit of defense. Yeah, this fight, I'm going to take enough damage that it's probably worth me to drink this. I wish I could drink this, like, just get my 5 HP from it. I might throw away Fairy in a bottle. Yeah, I'm tired of Alchemize not getting value. Okay, this is a pretty good one here. So we get our extra energy this turn. Could I kill with Bouncing Flask and Catalyst? So that would be 12 on top. Yeah, that's a kill. So, but can I defend this in any meaningful way? Yeah, I'm not going to take the damage here. I'm just going to kill it. Like, I could wait, but I'd have to take damage to do that. And that's just not something I want to do. So we'll have a bad Happy Flower ending, but Happy Flower ending. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Yeah, none of these cards are particularly that enticing to me. Cloak and Dagger. The upgraded form is a bit better than the normal one, but I don't really have a reason. The only reason I could maybe justify it because I do need defense still. I really have no defense at this moment. Who am I fighting? This guy? It could be okay against him. You know what? I will take it. It's not ideal. I was really hoping for like just like a backflip or footwork or leg sweep, stuff like that, even a dash. Do I need it? I don't think I need it. It's not like that much better than a defend as far as blocking goes, is the thing. That's the main reason I don't like it. Oh god. So I have I could just rest, I guess. I really wanted to upgrade here, but we'll rest. We'll have a lot of energy coming into this fight. I guess we have more max HP now. Okay, so drawing this and Catalyst in the opener pretty much just ended this fight. So 9. I could use the Power Potion here, or the Poison Potion, and then Catalyst, Strike, and then Predator on him, and then I'll alchemize back the potion. And there you have it. And let's just test out Calculated Gamble. Let's say, you know, I had a good draw, but then I went into a bad draw. You could easily see it could have been the reverse, right? Like it could have been the reverse where I have these cards, can't play them, but then I draw them, and then I get some 1s and 0 costs. So it's kind of the value there, but we'll hopefully see it in action. Hopefully I haven't like added it and just had it be a dead draw. Eternal Feather I like. I have 23. I'll be to 25 cards soon enough, and that's a lot of HP. It makes it so I can start upgrading cards a little better. So Blur might be what I need to add. Without Dexterity, I don't typically like Blur if I'm not running Dexterity, but I'm so strapped for defense right now that 8 block that can potentially carry over some block is pretty good. So the well-laid plans could be good, but I think Crippling Cloud is what I need to upgrade first. That immediate poison is so much better on that card. So, ooh, this is good. We're going to be taking on a lot of elites, so it only helps. So we could Corpse Explode. Yeah, so we want to kill all the minions here. If you didn't know, in this fight, if you kill one minion, it reduces his chance to attack you by down to 50%. If you kill both of them, he only has a 25% chance to attack you the following turn. So once I learned that, this elite is not so bad. It used to be like the scariest elite to me, but these days, he's probably the second easiest elite to me. The only other one that I would say is worse is, or the only one that's better is the Act 3 elite that has Intangible. That guy's pretty easy. And let's see, next turn, really no sense, yeah. We'll get extra energy this turn. I mean, look how. Are you convinced of Snecko Eye yet? Let's do this. And we can just do this for the hell of it. We can calculate a gamble. Maybe we get a 0 cost. Get in a little chip damage there. And then we simply just sort of, we can kill them however we want. I like flechettes personally. And I'm going to hold on to these potions because they're so good. Ooh, Akabeko. Akabeko with either Dagger Spray or flechettes is amazing. A lot of these AoE fights, Akabeko plus Dagger Spray is like, I just instantly delete them all. Flechettes, if you have Akabeko with your flechettes in a Snecko-Eye expanded hand, nobody but a boss or a tanky elite is going to survive that. I could argue for Envenom here. I don't have to upgrade it because the upgrade just reduces the cost. I think it's not necessarily necessary, but my single, it would give me a lot of poison application with flechettes and Dagger Spray. Like, it double dips with them. I think I will take Envenom here. I typically like Envenom with Snecko-Eye. So we can play this for 0 cost. I remember the old school well-laid plans was just 0 cost normally. Let's do this first. Try to burn through these artifacts. So we didn't get lucky enough to burn through this artifact, but we can still we burned through it. We just couldn't get the poison off. So I will hold this low cost defend, I think, because remember we aren't necessarily high on defense cards, so we can play this for 0 cost. That would. Oh, and I still have. Do I still have Akabeko? Yeah, I still have Akabeko. I don't know why it's not flashing. It's supposed to flash when it's like, active. So I'll kill this guy first with this. And play this. And I guess this. And we'll hold on to the 0 cost defend. Noxious Fumes is slowly ticking away at him, but now so here I would have killed him either way, I guess, with the catalyst, but if he had, say, 30 health instead of 20, that upgrade would have made it relevant. This particular case, you're not going to find too many enemies that only have 20 health. Oh, I'm dumb. See, I got a little too caught up. I should have waited a turn, because I don't know if I was frail. Who knows? So Ghost in the Jar is pretty good. I think it's probably better than a random power. Well, I mean, it is better than a random power. I guess when I said that out loud, I skipped a part of my thought process. My thought process, I was basically trying to compare liquid to power. There's no potion that beats Ghost in a Jar. It's one of Silent's main strengths that they happen to have this potion available. Well, this is a rough call. I've added enough poison that I don't know if I need Bouncing Flask, but Bouncing Flask is so good with Snecko-Eye. I have Corpse Explode, I have Crippling Cloud, I have Catalyst, I have Noxious Fumes, I have Envenom, I have the other Bouncing Flask. Maybe I just take the backflip in this case. So who am I fighting up? And Bouncing Flask isn't particularly great if these multiple guys are infected. This is a case where we need to learn from our last run. We need to resist the sexier pick here and take what we know deep down is better, which is backflip, because we need defensive cards. It's a great one. It's one of the best. Oh, man! Sorry if that sounded weird. I'm so excited to see this. As far as weakness application, we don't have a whole lot of it, but we do have the Crippling Cloud. Neutralize is not upgraded, but still Paper Crane. Hard to beat it. Dodge and roll. I think I've added enough block at this point that I don't need it. I don't have footwork. This really is a card that needs footwork, although the upgraded form isn't bad. I think we just take Paper Crane. Paper Crane is so freaking good. Toolbox is pretty good too. It's kind of low. It's good when there's not like a really good option like this available. But you can't be. You can't. Paper Crane is one of the best relics in the game. That weakness is being able to apply that is just insane. So let's get this poison ticking. We definitely want to play that. Oh, I fucked that up. I should have played Fletchettes first, but yeah, we'll just play it here. I could have also held it, but I think I want to hold backflip. By the way, I laugh in the face of you. Thank you for confusing me. I'm so fucked now. So fucked because okay. It was a joke. It wasn't panning out, so I just had to abort it. This fight's, it's not going to be hard whatsoever. There's so many options I can do here. As far as what to hold, we can hold a catalyst. Oh, you know what? So we want to wait one more turn. So we'll, I guess we can't, I don't think we can wait one more turn. Because I could at the cost of, so I have an elite next. I'll sacrifice 2 health for the greater good of getting energy on turn 1 next turn. And I don't need to hold on to anything because he's just dead next turn. But I just want to play this because I love that animation. Piercing Whale. By the way, another case of it's a 1 cost, but I'll take it. I mean, I guess I've been doing that with a lot of these cards. But that, that just kind of goes to show you, if you're debating Snecko Eye because you don't have 2 costs and your deck is filled with 1 cost, trust me on this, just take Snecko Eye. Just take it. Even if all of your average deck is raised because you had no 2 costs, it's still a massive upgrade to have 2 extra cards every turn. It's just, yeah. So Akabeko with this might be a turn I calculated gamble after I play a few of these. So let's do our big Akabeko hit here. And we'll do this, and I kind of just want to get maybe another defensive option, so we'll do calculated gamble here. Sure enough, now we can fully block. Oh, no, we can't. We can almost fully block. Let's see. So Piercing Whale is just amazing. Guess we can't Catalyst here. I'll Blur, because I don't have any more Piercing Whales, and next turn is going to be some damage. I just want to guarantee that I don't die. Or that I don't get hurt. So we can play this. We can play that. We can play that. I'll take a little bit of damage. I mean, it's a hard fight. It may look like I'm getting rocked, but it's a hard fight, so... And I'm not going to be greedy with this fight. I'm just going to end it when I can. Ornamental Fan, that could be okay. Huh, can I drink it? Yeah, these are bad. These 2 are never worth ever adding to your decks. Distraction would be a lot better if it was like choose between 3 skills, and even if it didn't reduce it to 0, that would be pretty cool. In my opinion, since it's an uncommon, and also since Silence win rate for the best players in the game is lowest, I think they could use a buff to some card like that currently is relatively useless. I don't know, just my opinion. Well-laid plans is probably the best upgrade here. Being able to hold 2 cards, it's literally doubling the value. Anytime you can literally double the value of something, you know it's a good upgrade. And doubling the value of something that's already super valuable turns out to be pretty valuable. I think I'm just gonna do Corpse Explosion. I think I just want my Envenom, even though it costs 3. I think it gives me the most immediate damage to apply to these people that come up. So I still have Akabeko up. Although I could use it here. I kind of want to wait for a Dagger Spray or something else. So let's, when we're playing this, we're playing that. I don't know if we're playing Infinite Blades or not. I think with Envenom we could justify it. Yeah, I'll just take the damage here. It's well-laid plans. I could have played that as well, but I'll do this and I'll draw a lot of cards. The nice thing about Snecko is you have so many draws per turn that it doesn't take too long to kind of find your way back into the deck. So let's kill this guy and start doing this. Just the more attacks we play, the more we'll get on defense. I'll do this just to keep weakness applied as much as possible to this guy. I'll just look for some more defense. Didn't find it, but that's fine. Actually, we did find it, essentially. We got that extra 4, so once again, calculated gamble, 0 cost coming through Snecko. Maybe Predator was better there. Get more draws this next turn. Probably was better to do Predator there. But we lucked out. So we'll definitely do Predator here and get our well-laid plans going. I can just, I'm frail and vulnerable for a while. I might as well just play, the max amount of block I can, which is pretty low. Make use of this blur, because this is going to be a bad turn, as you can see. What we'd really like to get now is our Catalyst, because we can finish this guy. So I'm almost guaranteed to get it if I just calculated gamble here. Let's see, so I've got a hand of 10. I'd have to get pretty unlucky not to get it. Even if I don't get it, I could backflip into it maybe. The only way this isn't good is if literally the 2 that I don't get are backflip and Catalyst. So, although at 3 cost, I'm not necessarily guaranteed that I can play it. So that's kind of a thing too. That's almost making me lean toward not doing the calculated gamble route. I do have that extra energy, so I'd have a 50% chance of playing it, but still, I could maybe, with the max, let's see, the max HP here. Well, this is a pretty good Piercing Wail turn. I can mitigate some of this damage. And I can apply Weak to really take it down a bit. And it's fine. Let's keep a Strike. Well, he's dead next turn anyway. It doesn't really matter what we keep. Whatever has the coolest animation, basically. Probably Catalyst. Yeah, now we gotta do things because why not, right? Big explosion coming. Oh, they already died first. Oh man, I just don't see any way I'm going to lose this run now. So you have I would say the two worst rares here. I see a lot of, I've really wanted to do, I know card tier lists are kind of frowned upon in Slay the Spire, but honestly, as a 25 to 30% win rate Ascension 20 player for Silent, I do believe that tier list kind of exists. And, I would put things like Phantasmal Killer in just the F minus tier. Like, I see a lot of people, on the subreddit that, they're struggling to win, even at kind of lower extensions. And I'm usually what I'll ask them is like, hey, just send me a screenshot of your run history. And I always see cards like Phantasmal Killer in there. And it's like, yeah, well, step one, stop taking that card. It's fucking horrible. I'll get into all that later, though. I do kind of want to make it a tier list at some point, even though I know I'll get a lot of hate for it. I do think it would help out a lot of newer players to know that there are generally very good cards in all situations, and there are generally very bad cards in all situations. So here, we could take any of these. Busted Crown. I've already got a pretty full deck. I could still use a little more defense, so I might not take Busted Crown. Coffee Dripper. I'd get extra energy each turn, but I couldn't heal through campfires, which I think is fine. I mean, look at what I'm rolling with here. I have two pretty good potions. I gain 5 HP from the potions, and I have Eternal Feathers, so I'm going to take Coffee Dripper. Even if I didn't have these, I'd probably still take Coffee Dripper here. I find that if I had any one of these things, like if I just had these potions and none of those healing relics, I'd still take it. If I didn't have the potions, but I had like one of the healing relics, I'd still take it. If I didn't have any of them, I might go Busted Crown there, or even Black Star. So we don't. This is one thing I like about taking on the green shards in Act 1 is I can take any path I want here. I'm not forced into having to take the path that the green shard lies in. So I like this route. I think this route could be good too. I don't know if I want the shop before or after my first elite. If I go this route, I could get 2 shops, but then if I have the option for a shop or an elite. If I go this route, I have a lot of campfires. I don't think I have a problem with any of the elites. Other than, oddly enough, the one that I usually have no problem with could give me issues just because I'm so low on defense. I'm very offensively minded. Although, Paper Crane, you know what I really want is like a leg sweep. I think I want to go visit 2 shops, possibly. Let's start here, I think. I think getting the shop before the elite is probably better. So Wraith Form, I think of it as kind of like defensive gas. You play it toward the end of the fight. Otherwise, you're putting yourself on a timer, but it is an incredibly good card. So let's just start with a little bit of poison, a little bit of defense, a little bit of I don't want to take any damage, so let's just do that. Let's do this. Let's get this out of our hands. Let's get a free Envenom. Why not? Let's get a free Backflip. Why not? I have all this energy now. I have all this energy I can play with. Should we do rally plans? The longer this fight goes on, the shittier it could get. I could do 2 attacks and a defend. Applies some Envenom poison. I don't think I need. Rally plans is a little slow for this fight. Let's do this. What's the way? Oh, I should have waited. No, I couldn't have waited a turn. I only had 2 defense. It's fine. Yes, look at that. Ask and you will receive. Leg sweep. Paper crane, Snecko Eye, Toxic Egg. What more could you ask for a leg sweep? So I have an event. I could potentially... How stupid would it be for me to take the 99 gold here, you think? Like, I have this run pretty much in the bag, right? Why would I throw it away? Why would I throw it away on the, you know, the off chance? I could also upgrade all my cards. Probably never take damage if I do that. Yeah, I'll just fight the boss. This is safe. I hardly ever take... Every time I've taken those other events, I think I'm being, like, smart when I do it. And all I'm doing is fucking myself over. Let's, I guess... This could be a... You know, I don't need... I'll just have this just in case. The Wraith Form's a nice safety blanket. It's normally 3 energy anyway, so I don't feel too bad holding on to it there. So since I have so much health, he's doing a lot of attack, but he's also doing a pretty reduced attack. We can just play this since it's 1. Play that. Play that. Incalculated gamble. Play that. Yeah, fuck it, let's play that. So this fight should be easy enough that we can afford to hopefully wait for a good Happy Flower turn. Not that we're really starved for energy now that we have Coffee Dripper, but yeah, we can just make use of some of these. So even there, it's like, you know, I had a lot of 3 and 2 costs, but there's still plenty of options usually. Especially when you start adding these cards like Predator, you just maximize your draw each turn. You're drawing almost a full hand every turn. Actually, with Shiv in play, I am drawing a full hand technically. So can we kill him this turn? I probably should have held on to that Catalyst, huh? Would have been a lot easier to set up a turn to kill him when I want. Let's do this. Just keep him in that realm of weakness. That way I don't have any danger of ever taking any damage. So we can wait 1 more turn. If I Shiv now, does he die? No. Right. Okay. And we'll just backflip. And we'll play Wraith Form just because it's fun. So we couldn't quite get to the turn we wanted, but that's fine. Ooh, Specimen. Like, as if I wasn't already busted enough, it gives me Specimen. Some runs are like this. They're super fun to play. It's like, I don't know, but who knows? It might be boring to watch at this point because you know I'm going to win, right? There's no question in your mind. Blur. I could take another Blur, I guess. Yeah, I should take that back. It's not guaranteed that I'll win because I still don't have a footwork. I have 1 Wraith Form and 1 Piercing Wail, so defensively, I'm not necessarily guaranteed to win. I'll take 1 more Blur here. I got to be a little bit more picky pretty soon, though, with the cards I add. I never take that event unless I'm only spending like 30 gold or so. Oh, Potion Belt could be pretty good here. I could also remove a Strike because I still have 2 in my deck. Feel like a Potion Belt, though. Given that I have Coffee Dripper, and there's always the potential that I lose a lot of health, I think the Potion Belt is good here. Because nothing else is really speaking to me. Lee's Waffle it'd be okay if I was hurt, but I'm not. Not really that hurt, I should say. Oh, we'll take this every day. We should have no problem here. Famous last words, right? So we'll do the weaker one first. We will do Envenom into Akabeko, Dagger Spray, into that, into Weakness, into this. And we don't have well-laid plans here. So actually what I'm going to do here is just Wraith Form. There's no reason not to. It makes it so I could maybe... so I want to survive one more turn. Ooh, and I can Alchemize. So yeah, let's just survive one more turn. Then we can at least have it at 1. And, you know, when in Rome. It just wants me to win so bad, doesn't it? Ice Cream. Insane. Ice Cream is so good with Snickle because it's like a lot of turns you can have awkward leftover energy, and Ice Cream basically makes that still be a resource for you. Definitely don't need these cards. I'm so glad I did not end up adding that Cloak and Dagger. I really don't think Cloak and Dagger is very good. I could be greedy and backflip for another skill, but this is already 14 times 4. I don't know. I'll probably draw into at least one more skill. And I get 2. Is that a lot of damage, or is that a lot of damage? I'm not quite sure. So I could give poison here, but let's just make sure we don't take any damage. We can apply this next turn. We'll take this if it's a multi-attack. Actually, let's just take a leg sweep. Yeah, let's take a leg sweep. This should mitigate any damage that comes in, even the multi-attack. We'll do this, and then we'll just, I guess, we'll do this, and we can apply this now. I probably won't ever really use Ice Cream unless it's like, I won't consciously use this because I probably just don't need to. And we'll do this. We could, it's going to be hard to finish the fight on the next turn, but we could maybe try to do it. So if we get him down to like 75-ish health, that's one way we could do it. So if we add 7 poison, he would be at 17. 17 times 3 is 51. What if we were to add... What if we were to Envenom? Attack him for 8, then we add 2 poison, so then it's 8, so 19, it'd be 20... I think that works. So let's do this, this. Oh my, fuck, it's 3 cost. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll just do this. I'll just do this. I mean, why not? I can't kill him this turn. It's unfortunate. I probably could. There's probably some route I could have made it work. But, at least now I get to Alchemize. I mean, I would have before anyway. Let's do this just because it's fun. Potentially could have not been fun if I drew too many burns. So we'll keep a little bit here. It's possible we need to, get a little bit of burn to stop that burn from coming. What did I just say? Did I say, I don't know what I'm saying. I will admit, I'm kind of distracted with things that are going on in my room at this moment. My dog is a pretty crazy dog. So well-laid plans is probably the best one for us to bottle. That's like even further in. Oh, we should have picked the card before then. So footwork, we'll take footwork. Footwork's amazing. The deck is like just further becoming insane. It's rare, honestly, like this is an insane run, but Usually, even without this insanity, with Snecko Eye, it's so rare that I lose. It's just so good. Snecko Eye is so freaking good. Let's corpse. Let's see. So I can blur. I want one more defense. So I don't have the luxury to really play that. Let's kill this one. And I don't need this, and I can just get some health. So let's get him down and let's alchemize. And that's good. We carry over a little bit of damage. What do you call it? Defense? Damage. It's usually about this point where my mind starts to give out. Let's just play this. Let the poison lay where it lay. Infinite blades. I actually don't want infinite blades. It could screw me over if I have to spend a few turns with just the Spike Boy here. So if he dies, should be a little bit of poison carried over to him. A lot of bit of poison. Yeah, I'll just put it on him. So let's see. Yeah, I want to maybe. I should have thought about that a bit more, because now I kind of screwed myself out of getting a good happy flower turn. You might, even when you're having an insane run like this, you should still try to be as greedy as possible, and mitigate your chances to lose. I mean, I've lost from positions that seemed unlosable before. Don't think we need any of those. We already have the one calculated gamble. So another way I could lose is I could forget to take a shard. To be honest, it's not. This is like an anti-greed play. This is a knowing me and knowing my brain play. For all you out there that are more intelligent than me, don't make this play. You should smith here, absolutely. But I just don't want to fucking forget about that red key, because the red key is the one I always forget about. I'm pretty good on the blue key. Like, we're about to come up on our blue key. Warpaint, I don't need it. I really don't need it with Toxic Egg. So I think I'll just keep taking on elites here. I mean, I'll hit a shop in Act 4. Let's hit the shop. I want to get... Twisted Funnel is kind of win more at this stage. I really don't need it. Dash is pretty good in Snecko Eye, but I just want to get... I want to get these strikes removed just to further decrease my my ways I can lose. So now I have no money, but I have another Piercing Whale and I have one less strike. I'm totally down with that. It's the least. It's not the sexy play, but it's the winning play, I would say. So let's hit. Well, let's draw first. Footwork. So I have Blur in play. Let's just make him weak and let's get a ton of stuff here. I don't even need to hold those cards. I could hold the Wraith Form. I probably should have held the Wraith Form in hindsight. But I've got my Dexterity in play. Should have held that Wraith Form. And we can use the Piercing Whale. This fight is just insane. Who's the weakest? The guy in the middle. So let's put the Corpse Explode on him. And let's, I guess let's just defend. Let's try not to, fuck ourselves too hard. So I got the calculated gamble in case I get a bad draw. Bad draw against these guys could be pretty devastating. So Catalyst should finish this. Yeah, so we'll just do that and that, and yeah, that should be game. Swift Potion, yeah, I don't really need it. I have a full hand every time. I don't think I need a second Noxious Fumes. Do I need a dash, though? Dash is okay. I mean, it's Snecko. Hard to pass it down, really. Or pass it up, I should say. So, Smith, I think maybe the Wraith form, give us an extra turn of intangibility. The footwork could have been a good one as well. I'll probably do the footwork next. So we can well-laid plans and hold on to that Wraith form for however long we need to. Let's do a backflip. Maybe we get Dagger Spray. I won't calculate a gamble here because it just isn't. I want to keep this Wraith form. And I'll just play out all the defense to get some defense to carry over to next turn. I don't want to hold the calculated gamble probably. So let's hope for like a Corpse Explode. So my Akabeko is not in play, but I have a few Piercing Whales here. I think I'll probably have to Piercing Whale this. I do need to kill this guy too. Strike is not going to do that, so Fletchettes is probably what I have to do there. Oh, nice, the poison went to that person. The Reptomancer. So, it's either Wraith form or Piercing Whale. I guess Piercing Whale pretty much gets me there. 16. So let's get one of them hurt. Next turn we really... We're holding on to this, so that's fine. I just... I don't want to play it until I have to play it, if that makes sense. Because who knows what my clock's like in this one. Okay, now we're definitely probably playing Wraith form. Let me see if... So this mitigates down to 20... I'm weak, so I can't really do a whole lot of damage there. So Wraith form, Envenom, and then I'll survive for 3 turns, to which point I can Catalyst the main person. So we'll just get a little poison on. We'll hold these, I guess. I can double apply poison if it's the only good option with the Dagger Spray. We got plenty of good options here. So let's see if we can kill this person this turn. Catalyst costs 1. Yeah, we can kill him. Not bad. Pen Nib could be okay. I don't think Power Potion. I love Power Potion, but I'm holding on to all the best potions here. I don't think Power Potion is necessarily better. I'd rather like basically double or pull out my own potions or just get intangible. So one more fight before we stomp. These are the easy. You know, these bosses are so easy. I so rarely lose to them. They are my favorite boss to see. It's the worst runs are the ones where you have to fight both Time Eater and Awoken One. Both of them are just so fucking annoying to play against. I think here, let's hold on to our Akabeko and just double blur. You know what would be even more insane in this deck is if I had a burst. So let's hold the defenders to have a skill in case we get the Fletchettes. So no Fletchettes, but a lot of good stuff here. We still have 1 blur active. Let's draw. Let's try to get through our deck. So I probably won't really care about Akabeko here. Just do Predator. Maybe 1 defend. And then we'll hold the Catalyst and reserve 2 energy. Maybe, so we can play this. We don't have Envenom in play right now. I could maybe use like another backflip as well, or acrobatics. So I do need to block this damage. I might as well just play this. Yeah. I'll do this just to keep him weak. So we may be playing Wraith Form next turn. If we can't, you know, kill him. Oh, I should have waited to do the Envenom Fletchet's goodness. I think this is still fine enough, though. Let's Catalyst and just Wraith Form it up. And actually, this is fine because we wanted to wait one turn anyway. We wanted to wait 2 turns, ideally, so I kind of messed that up a bit, but it is what it is. We may end up wanting that extra energy on turn 2 anyway. This fight, you know, they scale up. I really don't need another, even though it's upgraded, I really don't need Noxious Fumes. That's not my real strong point here for, it's not my strong point of poison application. It's just there to lock in the poison, so 1 is fine. I got a cat, you know, I'm not hurting for extra poison at this point. Footwork, upgrade, just a good upgrade, an extra defense to everything. So we'll play Well-Laid Plans, Footwork. Might as well play both blurs, that way we can cycle through them quicker, and then we already have them stacked. You know, so much for Akabeko, but I'd rather just draw some cards, and we can save 1 energy here. I'm actually going to take 2 damage here, but that's fine. We couldn't really mitigate it yet because we haven't burned through these artifacts. Noxious Fumes should help with that. Bouncing Flask as well should. I should go for... Do I have Envenom? No, I don't have it. Is it in my deck still? Envenom plus Fletchettes would be a pretty good targeted way to do it, but 50% of the time this should burn through his... Yep, there we go. So now I can just safely... let me see what this does. I can keep holding on to these Piercing Wails. I mean, you might as well if you have the luxury to. And there's our Envenom. 5 of these. Yeah, we can start getting the poison going. Funny thing is, I don't even actually need to Corpse Explode this guy, even though I know I probably will, because the Specimen will actually just transfer it all over. So we'll always hold on to Catalyst, and we'll always hold on to Piercing Wail. Although I do need to cut through his artifact still. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see, so I can still... I can make him weak, and then and then I'm blocking here, so let's get extra draw. I'm already full blocking, I don't need any extra block at this point, so let's just hold on to Piercing Wail and Catalyst. I could also hold on to Wraith Form, but Piercing Wail, in this fight, it's upgraded. It's basically like a Wraith Form that doesn't put me on a clock, so I want to play these before I play my Wraith Form. I mean, I probably won't need to. I could even just Catalyst now, but we actually... I want to try to get that 2-turn thing going. Let's do this. Get a little bit of extra poison going. Infinite Blades we can probably play. I guess I do have to... Let's see, if I do this, 11, I would still take 1 damage. There's no sense in taking 1 damage. So we'll just do this. Yeah, we'll hold on to these. Apparently I have my pen nib ready too. So that's worth taking note of. Guess the dash might be a good pen nib. So if I Catalyst now, he dies next turn. I want him to die 2 turns from now. So let's do this. I would actually love to calculated gamble here, but yeah, I don't want to throw away the Catalyst, and I don't want to apply it this turn. Actually, I could apply it this turn. Let's see, so... if I apply it now, it kills him in 2 turns, which is what we want. Yeah, let's just do that, and we can just Wraith form. Let's get the Fletchet's animation going next turn. Could also do the Corpse Explode, but... oh, fuck. I should have done the Corpse Explode. Because now... he doesn't die. Damn it. I'm so fucking dumb. I am so fucking dumb. That's me trying to be cool, I guess. I am not cool. Not cool whatsoever. Oh, whatever. Fight's over. So basically what happens is he dies, but the poison goes... wait, what? Oh, right. So I could still actually aim this for 2 turns from now. I'm really going to have to try to get some defense. Yeah, let's get some defense. So we should have another piercing rail somewhere, right? No, we've used them all. But he's doing 24, and I'm already almost at 24, so we should be able to be pretty safe about this. It's a little careless of me, but I ended up not really paying the price. Oh, wait. Well, I almost thought it was 24, but it's 42. Yeah, this is me being careless, but whatever. We have the Survivor to deal with that. So next turn should be it. And then we have this turn 2 there. That's the thing I should have applied in the first place. Oh, I should have prepped up my pen nib a bit. That's a pretty big mistake because pen nib with Akabeko would be a lot of damage. Yeah, this is an annoying fight. I could have been doing, 28 times 6 damage here. It's fine though. We'll do this. Still a lot of damage, and then we can do this. And we'll just hold on to our... do I want to let Catalyst cycle back through? I'll let Catalyst cycle back through. We don't have any poison yet. Catalyst is kind of key to beating this fight in a proper manner. Noxious Fume should help as well. Bouncing Flask. Don't want to play more cards than we need. I'll let Wraith Form cycle back through as well. If we play it too early, we're guaranteeing our death. Venom should be fine. The Frail is pretty brutal. I guess we'll do this. I don't have any piercing rails left now, but I think it's fine. Let's get draws next turn. I'm going to just let my energy build up here. I'll hold on to just... I want to get these high cost cards out of my hand. So there's the footwork. Probably should have held on to that leg sweep. Let's do the weakness. do the footwork, and then gain 13 block and apply our pen nib. So keep these, I guess. This is a fight I'm not playing this fight particularly well so far. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not playing it that well, but that's it might be fine. Let's hold on to one of the. Now I can hold on to Wraith form at this point. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him with Catalyst. So what I'm going to do instead is I'll hold Catalyst for the end, because he's going to quite soon he's going to be sort of in a mode where, you know what, I just don't want to fuck around with this fight. I can afford to. Oh shit, what am I doing? I am fucking so dumb. I meant to duplicate that. It's amazing how dumb I am. Oh, god damn. Like, it's truly amazing how dumb I am. It's a thing of beauty how dumb I am. Well, we should still be able to win, I think. It's just, that sucks. So if I up my damage to 11, I'd be doing 66. I think that's enough to kill him, right? And then finish him. Yeah. So he's dead. Turned out okay. Actually might want to hold that duplication potion anyway. 1 second here. Sorry. Gotta make sure the puppy is being cared for. So here we are in Act 4. You know, and I will say the elites in Act 4, anything can happen. You can get some bad draws and you can die. Shit happens. As far as upgrades here, I think the neutralize is probably the best, because with Paper Crane we always want the enemies to be weakened. One more backflip could totally be fine. I could also get a skill potion. Don't necessarily always need card draw with Snecko Eye. I've already got 2 blurs, a leg sweep, 1 backflip, a dash. I think the skill potion might be best here, or maybe even Gambler's Brew. Gambler's Brew can help us on turn 2 of the Act 4 elites. I think that's what I'll do, is Gambler's Brew. Could also do a skill potion. Let's do a skill potion. I already have a calculated gamble, not that I can. I have well-laid plans in my opener already, like guaranteed, so. Though this is not the greatest opening hand for this, because I need to chunk through the artifacts. And I don't know if I want to apply Corpse Explosion, or if I want to. I could technically Wraith form here. Skill Potion is the least useful of these, so let's Let's drink it. We can alchemize. Let's make sure I have room for it. So 5, 9. Yeah, I have room for it. So nothing good. Nothing good. Dodge and roll. It's probably our best bet here. Kind of want to get Corpse Explosion going, but I also don't want to take stupid damage just to take stupid damage. I don't care too much about the Akabeko. Let's get some damage in on this person. We can play this. You know, I can Wraith form and I'll Piercing Wail to break out the stuff. So now I get the buff here, and I might as well just start going with Noxious Fumes. I have 2 more turns of invulnerability, so at this point I just want to kill this guy. Oh shit! I should have started with Envenom. That was a mistake. Maybe we can circle back into that. Circle back into the Alchemize and get another potion before the end of this fight. So once this guy dies, it won't necessarily kill this guy. Something to consider. Let's get Blur going while we still have some amount of block that we can generate. I mean, when he dies, he will transfer his poison over. Oh, I don't have Wide Plans, that's right. So he'll die and actually kill this guy, so yeah, I mean the fight's over. So now I just need to prep up Flechettes. So we could probably calculated gamble to try to get lower cost attacks. Yeah, it didn't really turn out, but it's just guaranteed the death by a double explosion here. 250. Mega Marbles. It's not really that good. Terror. I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need any of these. Alright, time to win. Let's see. What do we want to open with? Let's open with a potion. That's pretty good. Let's get... Oh, I should have... probably should have Dagger Sprayed, but... Now let's start drawing shit. This is... That's probably what I want to hold on to. I probably want to hold on to these 2 things. The only thing that sucks here is... So maybe I'll just... I'll keep that energy for later. I'll keep the Corpse Explosion just to... I do want to get this person's... Why am I saying this person? I want to get the heart. I want to get them poisoned as fast as possible. I don't know why this is so hard for me to put into words, but you know it is. This we can hold the Flechettes. Probably hold the Noxious Fumes, I'm thinking, over Flechettes. Actually, I don't need the Corpse Explosion. I can apply enough poison between the 2 of these. So we're still frail, still vulnerable. This is not the greatest. This is probably going to be a high-cost calculated gamble turn. I probably still want to play this, and then we'll just hope for the best here. So I could liquid memories. Yeah, liquid memories isn't great here. This might be the turn I want to go intangible, but actually I won't yet. And I want to save. I want to save this. I don't want to play this, and I'll just keep these. I'll just take the damage here. I'll heal back up by, you know, I have the fairy in a bottle, and I'll heal back up with those. So let's start with, let's go footwork into blur. That gives us more overall defense there. Can't quite catalyst just yet. This corpse explosion is a little too spendy. So right now, I have this potion. I'll use that if I need to. I don't quite need the wraith form, but I'll keep the piercing wail for the multi attack. I do need to burn through 2 artifacts, which I can do with this crippling cloud. I could also do it by just a strike. I might as well do the strike because I got the envenom. So let's do crippling cloud. And I guess we'll do this. Save an energy. We'll want the backflip for next turn. Ideally, we don't have to use an intangible here, but we may have to use one of these potions to survive this. So let's do this. Plus that. Throw this out. Apply a little poison. Draw some cards. Apply a little more poison. And yeah, I'll play this. Save myself 1 damage there. So here we have a pretty big fletchettes. I'll play the dash first because it's not a skill and it'll prevent me from taking damage. And then I can do this. Now I can safely probably do... Yeah, so now you'll notice like there's no point in going above like this amount of poison because the damage is capped in those turns. None of these are super great to hold on to, but I might hold the blur. Might as well hold the black flip as well. So we can just blur. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I thought I could play the piercing wail after the blur, but I didn't realize it was 3. Well, no matter. So he's doing what, 45 damage. I can just play this, I guess. 45. So we have 1 more blur coming. I guess I just win if I duplicate this wraith form, so I might as well just do that. And we'll just keep these, I guess. The only time I can potentially take damage now is from multi-attack, so as long as I hold on to this piercing wail, I should be fine. We'll just blur it up. Might as well get as much defense as we can on these turns. And he'll be dead soon enough. More blur, so it's good. Dagger throw for the finish. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. I wanted a Fletchettes finish, honestly. Okay. Another win under our belts. That's how you do it. If you weren't convinced of Snekoi, hopefully this helped. I kind of wish the run wasn't so insane because it's usually not that insane. Though, I don't know, Snekoi often Snekoi makes for runs like this. Like, this is not let's put it this way, this is not the most insane run I've ever had. I've had much more insane. I've had, like, runs where by turn 2, I applied, like, literally 8,000 poison to the heart. So, I've had more insane runs, but yeah, it was a pretty insane run. So, quick deck review. 32 cards, pretty good amount for a Snekoi deck. Snekoi decks can actually afford to have even bigger decks. I'm saying decks. I have a weird accent, sorry. Weird upbringing, but whatever. You know, I could get to the 35, 38 range in a Sneko deck. If I had a little bit more card draw, I could justify that, but I think this is a pretty good amount for a Snekoi deck that only runs one card draw card. As far as the cards that were included, Alchemize ended up being pretty good, especially since we had the Toy Ornithopter. Corpse Explosion is always good. That's just such a good card. Amazing card. Top tier, S tier. Envenom, it's a pretty good card. I don't think we necessarily needed it in this deck, but it certainly helped. I'm not sad that it was in the deck, let's put it that way. It's a pretty, you know, as an unupgraded card, it fits pretty well into Snekoi because its average cost is reduced a bit. Wraith Form, if you told me Wraith Form is the best card in the game, I couldn't really argue with you. Same goes for Corpse Explode, same goes for Piercing Wow. And yeah, they're just amazing cards. Blur, I don't really take Blur all the time, but at the time I took it, I needed it, and it actually did a pretty good job during this run. Also worth noting, I took it after Snekoi, so, you know, going back to the whole one-cost debate. Bouncing Flask, just a solid poison card. It's kind of a bread-and-butter poison card in my decks. I obviously take this card most than the popular streamers do, but I'm telling you, it performs well. Like, I run my data through, you know, I play around with, like, Power BI, Tableau, Splunk. I'm a data scientist, so it's like what I do for fun is like looking at data. And Bouncing Flask, I've taken it enough and won enough at a high enough rate with it that I'm pretty convinced it's a very good card, and it's not that situational, let's put it that way. It's a great Act 1 add, and then you just sort of keep it in your deck, and it does work. Calculated Gamble, I only took it to prove a point. I can't remember what was offered alongside it, but I know for a fact that whatever was offered alongside it was probably a better choice, but I just wanted to show that it was just fine to take a zero cost in a Snekoi deck. You know, Snekoi is it's a new world for every card. The energy cost isn't everything you need to look at. And it performed okay. I wouldn't say it was stellar, but it performed okay enough that I just wanted to prove, like, especially like if you had Calculated Gamble already in your deck or other like good zero cost cards, it shouldn't shy you away from taking Snekoi. Catalyst, another sort of best card in the game candidate. You can win without it, but boy does it sure make it easier, you know, for poison decks. You know, I've won plenty of poison decks that don't get offered it, but it just cuts the fight down by like at least half in terms of turn length. Usually maybe down to like a third or a fourth, even less sometimes, but it just makes it so you don't have to have much other cards to win. And I only had one. Like sometimes when I have like 2 or 3, it's even more insane, or if I have like a Nightmare to combo with it. Crippling Cloud, another really good card. It's similar to Bouncing Flask for me. I would say it's better than Bouncing Flask in a general sense. It does more. It's better in more situations. but don't let that stop you from taking Bouncing Flask. Just know that Crippin' Cloud was one of those cards when I was a noob, I never really took it. It didn't seem that good to me, and it's hard for me to explain why it is good. It just is really good. Like, even without Paper Crane, this is just such a good card. Dash, more of an Act 1 king. It's very good in Act 1, but I still took it. I didn't want to buy it when I was offered it, but it's still worth taking because in a Snecko deck, it's a lot of just a nice amount of defense. The offense I could care less about. I really just take it for the defense. Flechettes, we took it early, and it honestly carried us through the early, mid, and late game. Flechettes is not a card that you always want to add. So, I kind of briefly mentioned I feel there is an inherent tier list, but there are certain cards that don't fit into that tier list, and Flechettes is one of them. Flechettes has no general value. You don't take it in a general sense, but unlike a card like Prepared, where it's like even like a card like Flechettes to me is similar to Envenom. Like, it's not a card you just always look to add, but it's a situational one. So when people like criticize tier lists, I can agree for cards like Envenom and Flechettes. They don't really fit nicely into a tier list. But then, let's go down one card here. You got cards like Footwork, where you don't ever want them not... Like, I can't think of too many reasons you'd skip it unless you could maybe skip it sometimes, but I don't know. Footwork is just generally good for every single deck that the Silent has. It's just too damn good. Infinite Blades, I'm only adding it in Act 1, and only if the Guardian is not the boss. If the Guardian is the boss, don't take this card. But if it's Slime Boss, if it's Hexaghost, and you need damage, Infinite Blades can be okay. It's not really that great later in the game. I had Envenom, so it kind of made it less shitty, but, versus like Time Eater, you don't even want to play it. I wouldn't even play it against Awakened One, so 2 out of the 3 bosses, which you're going to face at least one of them, you might face both of them, it's essentially a curse. So I'm not huge on Infinite Blades, but as an Act 1 card, it can be okay. Leg Sweep, just an all-around good card in every single deck. It's another one of those just generally good cards. It does a lot. It has a high floor and it has a high ceiling. Let's put it that way. Noxious Fumes, a really good card, but I usually only include one of them in a deck. It's tempting to include 2 and 3 sometimes, and if you're really hurting for poison and you need poison to win, sometimes you do have to add more than one Noxious Fumes, but don't be baited into taking... It is such a good power as a one-of. Don't be baited into taking multiple of them. Yes, they kind of compound upon each other and stack up that much quicker, but you'd be much better off just having one and using cards like Crippling Cloud, Corpse Explode, Bouncing Flask, and Catalyst to actually apply your poison. Noxious Fumes, to me, is more just like locking in the poison. I don't really want to use it as my way of building it necessarily. Predator, a really good Act 1 attack. I usually don't add it unless I have... beyond Act 1, I usually don't add it unless I have Snecko like we had. Or if I'm really hurting for card draw. Well-Laid Plans, also a candidate for best card in the game. It just enables the whole kit of the Silent. Well-Laid Plans to me might be the central card of the Silent. I've said it before, I've said it again, you can win without it. And with a deck like this, I probably could have won without it just fine, but it just takes away so many variables. Like, you can hold on to your catalysts. If you had a Nightmare, you can hold on to the Nightmare and whatever card you need to combo it with. If you have a Wraith form, you can hold the Wraith form until the turn you need it. Piercing Whale, it works so nice with Piercing Whale. Just such a good card. Backflip and Piercing Whale to me are the bread and butter commons for this class. At least as far as mid to late game. Piercing Whale, I think, is good at all stages of the game. Backflip, I'm a little more hesitant to take Act 1, especially early. I'll take it later, Act 1, and be happy about it if the elites have kind of already been dealt with. But Piercing Whale, and Piercing Whale isn't necessarily even that good against the elites, but it's just a card that it's good enough that it doesn't completely suck. Like Backflip is against, like, say, Knob. It's okay. I don't know. It's really bad against Knob, and it's just kind of okay against the other two. Piercing Whale is just kind of okay against all the Act 1 elites, but it's amazing against all the Act 1 normal battles is a thing. And it's, if you don't take any damage, for every damage you mitigate in those normal hallway fights, that's HP that you can use to take on an elite. So even though it's not directly good in the elite fights, it is good in Act 1 still. And then beyond that, since it's in your deck, unlike these other, like, let's say I had, Dagger Throw in my deck, or Poison Stab. Really good Act 1 attacks that don't necessarily serve much purpose in your mid to late game. Whereas, like, Piercing Whale is good at all stages of the game. It is even better in the mid to late game. It's like the one card that can mitigate so many of these bosses and elites and even normal fights, multi-attacks, or, like, if there's a mob, it's really good against the mob. Now, don't misconstrue what I'm saying there. Like, if you have no damage at all and it's Act 1 and you get offered a Dagger Throw alongside Piercing Whale, you should still take the Dagger Throw. You need the damage, but if you're offered, like, a dodge in roll and a slice next to Piercing Whale, I would take Piercing Whale in that case, even if I had no damage, because slice is complete shit as far as damage is concerned. And we upgraded the Neutralize just to make sure we had a little bit more consistent weakness to combo with the Paper Crane. We didn't have many good upgrades at that point. We could have upgraded the Noxious Fumes, but we didn't. We didn't need poison at that point. We got down to 1 strike, so we mitigated our. I had gotten lazy with removing strikes recently, and the last run that I uploaded really solidified how you gotta remove strikes to have that consistency. Real quick over the relics. Our first relic in the game was one of my favorite, Happy Flower. Make sure we tried our best. We failed a little bit, but we tried our best to, prep the next fights so that we could come in with that extra energy. If you're able to do that, it makes a relic that's already good incredible, because it's the same thing with, like, Pen Nib, like, and Ice Cream. Like, you have to use them in strategic and kind of greedy ways to really realize their value. Torian Throckleader, on the other hand, you don't want to be. I don't think you necessarily want to be greedy with this one. If you have, I think you should always be greedy in the sense that if you have good potions, you should just hold on to them for when you need them, and not worry about trying getting the healing value out of this. It's kind of just a nice to have. This is I think I got this before I picked my Alchemize. I would have probably never picked Alchemize other than having this Torian Ornithopter. Ancient Tea Set. It's okay. It's just not that great. I'd say it's like it's in the bottom half of the relics, but it's not useless. It at least does do something on some fights. The thing that sucks about it only affects one turn, and it only affects certain fights. That's why I don't really like it that much. But it's pretty good for, like, boss fights to be able to set things up. Toxic Egg is insane the more early you get it. All the eggs, it's like the earlier you get them, the more insane they are. They're dead later on. It's unfortunate if you get them later, but yeah, not much to say there. I mean, look at all the upgrades I have. It's because of Toxic Egg. Snekawai, best boss relic in the game. If I couldn't convince you of that here, I'll do it again. I mean, I'll get offered it again, and I'll always take it. The only time I don't take this is if I already have a Runic Pyramid. That's literally the only time I won't take it. Or if for some reason another boss relic just has such an insane synergy that I can't ignore it. But off the top of my head, I don't even want to rack my brain that hard. I can't think of too many synergies that outclass Snekawai. Eternal Feather is pretty good, especially allowed us to get the Coffee Dripper later on. Preserve an Insect, pretty straightforward. I like it. Uh, I don't know how good it actually is. I think 25% HP in the elite fights. It's more effective the higher the health they have. So it's like it's pretty good against like the sideways head dude. But against something like Reptomancer, it's kind of like whatever. Like it's not like the minions that they spawn continue having 20. They come in with full HP, so it doesn't really help in those fights too much. Akabeko, this was one of those. It came out in the Watcher patch or whatever. At first, I was like, this relic kind of sucks. But then I started playing around with cards like Flechettes and Dagger Spray, and even like Riddle with Holes. I don't rate Riddle with Holes super high, but I think I rate it higher than most of the streamers just never take that card. I've had some pretty good success with Riddle with Holes when I have Akabeko. Like it's basically as good as Flechettes, and a little bit more consistent because you don't need a certain setup to make it work. So Akabeko works very nicely with Flechettes. Why am I blanking on the name? Is it Ghost Dagger? Ghostly Dagger? Basically anything that attacks twice. And even something like All Out Attack, which is like it's like an unideal AoE, but sometimes you take it just to get AoE. It's not a multi-attack, but it still affects every enemy, so like it does still kind of double dip into that 8 additional damage. So Akabeko can be pretty good for silent. Like I think it's overlooked. Like this is a relic I've literally bought in stores before because of I could recognize the synergy with the silent that was good enough to buy it, and it absolutely has carried me on runs. It was okay on this run. We didn't need it, but it was just kind of a nice to have. Paper Crane is amazing. It's never not amazing. Like you're always going to have ways to apply weakness with silent. At the time that we had gotten it, we only had Crippling Cloud and unupgraded Neutralize, but even then it was insane, right? The only time it's not necessarily insane is if you just have a Neutralize, but that it's rare. Like I would only see that happening if you got it like in early Act 1. You just always kind of find Crippling Clouds, Leg Sweeps, Malaces. We were offered a Malace and we took Corpse Explosion over it. We could have took Malace as well. I think Corpse Explosion was the better call though. Ornamental Fan, it's okay. I never really build into it. It's a nice to have, but I don't know, like the archetypes that can really make use of this are like Shivs, or otherwise kind of low cost attack decks, which I typically don't find very consistent for the silent. I mean, I've won with them. Sometimes you just got to take what you're offered. And build into it, but you need a lot more than Ornamental Fan to make those decks work. You need like Kunai, Shuriken, Ornamental. You need like all of it, literally all of it, to win on Ascension 20. But sometimes you do get all of it. In this deck, it was just kind of nice to have. We had the Infinite Blades. We had, Snecko Eye. Just it's a little random. Like sometimes you can play a lot of attacks. There's a few times we gambled into some extra attacks to get the extra defense, so it was okay. Coffee Dripper, one of my favorite energy relics. I used to argue that you could always take it even if you didn't have any other healing. I've kind of backed off of that stance a little bit. I think I'd gotten a little cocky because I had done that a lot with it and still won with it. Like we had healing here, we had the Eternal Feather and the Toy Ornithopter, but we didn't necessarily need it, right? Like I've won a lot where I don't have any healing and I take Coffee Dripper. You have to gauge like, will this extra energy allow me to mitigate enough damage that I can survive never being able to rest at a campfire, right? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I think people are a little scared to take it, a little more scared to take it than they should be. Let's put it that way. I think it usually works out. And if it doesn't, I don't think, other than Snecko Eye, I can't think of any alternative relics that necessarily would have saved your ass, right? Like if you're getting hurt enough that you have to rest a significant amount of time, you're usually losing that run anyway. It's kind of an indicator that your deck isn't good enough, especially as the Silent. The Silent has so many good defensive options. You know, Piercing Wail, Waylaid Plans, Wraith Form, Footwork. If you're taking enough damage that you have to, as a Silent player, if you're taking enough damage that you need to rest a lot, you're probably not going to win. Let's just put it that way. Specimen, this is like a really good relic, but I feel like it's a win more relic. I've never felt like it was a difference maker for me. Like, I would have won this just fine without Specimen, right? It's just kind of like salt in the wound for the enemy. Potion Belt was pretty good given the context we bought it in. I did forego a strike remove to get this, but that's fine. I already removed three strikes by then. And, you know, with Thorian Thropitor, it gave me, as you can see, like, in that heart fight, I'd kind of fucked up a little bit, and it allowed me the buffer to have those extra potions to let myself live. Like, I didn't even need to use a lot of my potions. I probably would have survived without it, but I wanted to guarantee my victory. Ice Cream, this is really good. There's times I'll also, it's an expensive relic to buy, but I've bought it before. It's a relic that, let's say I wasn't offered, you know, I got offered 2 of the best boss relics in the game this run, but there's times I've had to take, like, Black Star and like, Empty Cage as my 2 options. Not that Empty Cage is bad. I think Black Star is bad. Empty Cage is better than, it's not great, but it's better than you think. But, you know, I've had runs like that, and then it's like, the only reason I could win those runs was because of Ice Cream. I didn't have any other way to get energy. You know, I didn't have something like a bullet time or whatever. Bullet time is another card that can kind of make those shitty relics work, I guess. But yeah, not much to say about Ice Cream. It's super powerful. You got to remember to use it. I didn't need it this run, so I just didn't really pay attention to it too much. But there were a few times I did purposely save a few energy just to give myself that extra safety. Bottled Tornado is the best of the bottles, in my opinion. The only time, like, it's just always good. I mean, there's always some power you want in your initial thing. The other ones are much more situational, you know, like a skill. There's not necessarily always a skill you want, or an attack. Attack is especially situational, though I will say with Akabeko, Bottled Flame becomes pretty damn good. But Bottled Flame, sometimes you just straight up skip it. And even Bottled Lightning, sometimes you do skip it. But mainly Flame is the one. You're never skipping a Bottled Tornado. I can't think of any reason you would. Pen-Nib is great. Later in the game, it's not necessarily as necessary. But, like, I don't think I ever Pen-Nibbed my Fletchettes, but I could have been smarter about doing that. Like, I could have had Akabeko, Fletchettes, and Pen-Nib going. That's an insane amount of damage. And Bag of Marbles, it combos pretty nicely with Akabeko. I don't think Bag of Marbles is okay. Like, it burns artifacts if they start with artifacts, and that's already a pretty good thing. Otherwise, it's like some of those like the lower HP multi-mobs, it can be pretty good against to have some. No matter what type of deck you build, you should always have something like we had Fletchettes in this case, but you should always have some sort of burst damage. You shouldn't only rely on poison, you know. But I've probably talked well enough about this, so it was a fun run. Thank you for watching. Sorry for, my airheadedness. I don't know why I'm apologizing for that. I'm going to stop now. So thank you for watching. Bye.